Good morning, fifth graders. This is Miss Grant with Lesson 12, Day 2. Yesterday, we were going over standard RI5, which is compare and contrast the overall structure, meaning either chronology, comparison, cause and effect, problem and solution, of events, ideas, concepts, or information in two or more texts. So today we're going to continue on with the packet we were working on yesterday. The learning target is, when you compare and contrast how the information in text is structured, you will better understand the purpose of each text. Let's review the text structures that we're going to be working with. We're going to be working with chronological text structure, which tells events in the order they happen. This structure can include dates, times, and words such as first, next, and later. We're also going to be looking at problem-solution text structure. This describes problems and solutions in the text. This structure can include signal words such as challenge, problem, and solution. Comparing texts can help you understand their structures and purposes. So yesterday we read two articles and we determined which text structure the author used to write the articles. Today we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to read an article entitled "The First Victory of the Space Race" by Anna Kane. As I'm reading, I want you to do two things. I want you to try to figure out which sentence tells the main idea of the text, and I also want you to look at or try to find some signal words so that we can determine which text structure is being used. The space race refers to a time when the United States and the former Soviet Union competed for superiority in space exploration. It began in 1954 when scientists called on the world's government to put the first satellites into orbit around the Earth. The United States answered the call first, declaring in July 1955 that it would launch satellites by 1958. The Soviet Union quickly promised to launch its own satellites. Engineers in both nations raced to build satellites and the rockets to carry them. The Soviet Union won the first round of the space race, putting a 185-pound satellite called Sputnik into orbit on October 4, 1957. As Sputnik orbited the planet, Americans could only look up and wonder, might their nation lose the space race? So I want you to think about what is the main idea of this passage. I'm going to give you about 3 seconds to try to find the sentence that explains the main idea. Okay, keep that in mind. And now I want you to go and try to find some signal words that will help us determine which text structure is being used. We're either using chronological order or we're using problem and solution. Here, Ms. Grant has done it for you. If you chose the first sentence, the space race refers to a time when the United States and the former Soviet Union competed for superiority in space exploration, you are absolutely correct. This entire article talks about the Soviet Union and the United States and how they were trying to be the first to put a satellite into space. I also asked you to go and try to determine some signal words. So we have time, 1954, when, began, first, July 1955, 1958, October 4th, 1957. If you didn't circle those in your packet, go ahead and do so. If you don't have a packet, hopefully you'll go pick it up from Walmart on Old National in the photo section. So if we go back to our description and we look to see what clue words are being used, what can we determine that the text structure is? Chronological order, which put things in order using dates, times, and words such as first, next, or later. Or problem and solution, and we use signal words like problem, solution, or challenge. Very good. Yes, it is absolutely chronological order because we did use signal words as when, first, then, and we also circled plenty of dates. We are now going to read article number 2, the hazards of space junk. And we're going to do the same thing. As Ms. Grant reads the article, you're going to try to find the main idea sentence and circle the clue words to help us indicate which text structure is being used. The Hazards of Space Junk by Juan Lima. Space junk is what humans leave behind from trips into orbit around the Earth. Some junk, such as old satellites and rocket parts, is large, but most junk is less than a centimeter long. Pebbles of ice, flecks of paint, and bits of metal. Just as junk on the road threatens cars, space junk is a problem for spaceships. You might think the large pieces are more dangerous than the small ones, but the opposite is true. They cannot track the small objects, and they can avoid what they can't track. You might think that small objects wouldn't be a challenge, but they zip along at several miles per second. At this speed, something less than a centimeter long might be able to punch through a spaceship's hull. One way to protect spaceships against junk is to give them strong hulls, but the best solution is to have less junk in orbit. Engineers are working on ways to leave less junk behind. They are also designing machines to remove junk from orbit. Hopefully, the coming years will see less junk around our planet. So we're going to do the same thing. Try to determine what the main idea sentence is and some clue words. I'm going to give you about 10 seconds. If you underline, space junk is what humans leave behind from trips into orbit around the Earth, good job. That is what the article is mostly about. If you circle the word problem, challenge, one way to protect, and solution as your signal words, give yourself a thumbs up. If we go back to our descriptions, these signal words fall under problem and solution. So we can say that this article, The Hazards of Space Junk by Juan Lima, is written with the text structure of problem and solution. So just as we did yesterday, we are going to complete a chart. We are going to take each passage. We're going to determine the author's purpose, which was the main idea, the text structure that was used, and our textual evidence. I'm not going to give you a chance to write that all out because it might take some time. So Ms. Grant is just going to go through the answers for you. Sorry. Okay, so we look at our chart and our answers. Our author's purpose is to tell about the events in the history of space. We already determined that it was chronological order. And some of our textual evidence is it began in 1954. It would launch satellites by 1958. And on October 4th, 1957. All of those are dates. And all of those dates are telling us something that happened within the space race. If we look at our second article, The Hazards of Space Junk, the main idea was to tell how scientists are dealing with the problem of space junk. We determined that it was problem and solution. And some of our textual evidence is space junk is a problem for, you might think that small objects wouldn't be a challenge, one way to protect, and but the best solution is. So if you were on point with all of that, very good, because tomorrow you are actually going to read the third article and complete the rest of the packet independently. Once you log off your video, I would like you to go into the description and click on the link that says student exit ticket and fill that out for me. All right, guys, have a good day.